Hello and welcome to week 3, module 3 of Literature of the Supernatural. I hope you're enjoying the readings and the discussions and the course on the whole. I know that I'm enjoying it and I'm glad that you're along enjoying it with me. The learning focus for this week is on motif. Motif is a recurring element in literature that has symbolic significance within a story. It could be a phrase, it could be a setting, it could be an idea, it could really be anything. And through its repetition, it can help an author produce mood and atmosphere and even effect on the reader and, of course, theme. I've included a PowerPoint that is on this page that will define motif for you in probably a clearer sense than I can on the video. And it also provides some of the typical or common motifs that are used in literature of the supernatural. Although writers are always trying to come up with original stories along with original elements of those stories, some of those typical ones always seem to find their way into literature of the supernatural. I've also included a 1970s version of Bram Stoker's Dracula. And the reason I've included it is that it includes almost every typical motif that is found in supernatural literature and films that are adapted from that supernatural literature. You'll see what I mean when you get to viewing it. I've also included it because it's fun. It's a pretty good movie, and I think you'll enjoy it, even if only for a few laughs. It was directed by James Franco, and I think it is actually was released in 1970. The readings this week are grouped under the general theme of intellectual overload and the overwrought mind. And we've got three stories that represent that sort of general theme. The Shadow in the Corner features a scientist who is working in the home where his tragic uncle happened to commit suicide. There's also a young servant who is educated and is trying to adapt to life as a servant since she was orphaned and left without a home. The Judge's House, in it we have a protagonist who is a young college student like yourselves, and he is studying for his final exams in a house that was once owned by a hanging judge. And finally, in the Taipan, we have a protagonist who is a Taipan, who is a foreign businessman who runs a corporation in China. And this businessman begins thinking about all his compatriots who have worked in China with him and have moved on, shall we say, or passed away. So this sort of causes him to become overwrought. And you can imagine what happens when that happens to him. So enjoy the topics and the themes, and I'll look forward to engaging you in the discussions this week. Have a good week, and don't hesitate to reach out to me through an email if you have any questions, any issues, or if you just feel like discussing something sort of off the record. You're not a bother. I don't mind it at all. I actually enjoy it because it makes me feel like I'm having contact with the students. So enjoy and have a good week.